Signs that the U.S. housing market is on the mend. Purchases of new homes in the United States rose in May by the most in 22 years. All right, sales of existing homes picking up last month as well, with more on the housing market, plus some exclusive news regarding a partnership. I'm joined by two titans of the real estate industry, Zillow co-founder and chief executive Spencer Rascoff, and the president and chief executive of Douglas Elliman Real Estate, Dottie Herman. Great to have you both here. Where would you like to start, Dottie? Do you want to begin with your exclusive partnership news? How about there?
Well, we are thrilled. We have worked on this for at least a year.
Long time.
And both of us, two great companies. One, marketing and technology company, and we, of course, are a huge real estate company, probably one of the largest in the nation. And what we looked at was our consumer and giving them the best experience. So we took all their data with hands-on. I mean, data is great to have and people want it, but you have to kind of get through it.
So you had to pry some data out of Spencer.
Yeah, well, so we took Douglas Elliman and we took Zillow. Okay, so we are supplying our clients with all the data and maximum exposure. They have 82 million.
Yeah,
tell us what's going on.
Sure.
Spencer.
So Zillow is the largest real estate site on the web, and by far the largest on mobile. We have over 80 million people that use Zillow every month. And I'm very excited that Douglas Elliman's listings will now, for the first time ever, appear on Zillow. So Douglas Elliman's sellers and clients benefit, Douglas Elliman's agents benefit, and of course Zillow's 80+ million users benefit by having access to Douglas Elliman listings content.
So it's almost like an inventory sharing arrangement. You get to share your inventory on Zillow?
Well, our inventory is on Zillow now, but it gives the consumer a personal experience. You live in New York. It's hard to just navigate through all of that. So now you have access to tremendous inventory and information with the personal specialty of somebody in real estate in every area that we're in, including South Florida, L.A., Westchester, all over.
So what kind of information would this include? Previous sales in a similar location? You'd be able to see whether prices have increased or decreased, how long something is on the market?
Yes, you'll get all our market reports, and also it's a live feed. It's in real time. So we adjust the prices every 15 minutes we feed to Zillow. So you are going to get totally, like, real-time information. You're not going to be looking at a listing that's been on the market 6 months already, or if there's a price drop or a price, you're going to get that in real time, and that's really big for people.
Absolutely, especially here in Manhattan where the market's moving so fast and Douglas Elliman has such an enormous brand presence. It's critical for Zillow's users to be able to see Douglas Elliman listings in real time.
Spencer, tell us what you're seeing based on the activity on the Zillow site and the mobile app. Give us a little check on the health of the real estate market.
About two-thirds of our usage now is mobile.
Okay.
About 170 homes are viewed every second on Zillow mobile. 3 years ago, it was 20 homes viewed every second. So huge mobile growth. The real estate shopper has really moved from originally the newspaper to the desktop computer and now to the smartphone and tablet. And that's where the user is, that's where our audience is, and now that's where Douglas Elliman's listings are. In terms of the health of the real estate market overall, as you mentioned at the beginning of the segment, it's pretty healthy. We're seeing some really good data. Dottie's the New York expert.
This morning, new sales came out, and yesterday existing sales came out across the country. And obviously, it's up in both places. Growth is steady. You're not seeing double digits anymore, which is good because that's unhealthy. It can't be sustained. So it's really sustainable growth across the United States. And we think that inventory is going to loosen up because as people get their equity return, as their equity comes back, they're able to move. So it looks pretty good. Interest rates are a little higher than they were last year, but they're low. And hopefully the job market will get better.
One of the pieces of detail in the home report has to do with the various locations. Nevada and Las Vegas showing big increases in sales prices. Also in places such as Phoenix, Texas, Florida as well. But Florida down 35% still from the peak, even though you've seen this growth. So is there some more price appreciation coming?
That's why it's really important for people to have someone take those numbers and interpret them, because obviously in Vegas, okay, when the prices dropped to minus, in the minus, so they went up 30%, but that's because they were so far down. New York did not go up as high as that because we never got hit that hard. We got bruised, but we didn't get killed. So obviously the places that were the most depressed show the biggest increases.
Yeah.
But you can't cookie cutter that anymore. You've really got to look at the specific parts of Florida. Some are better than others. But I will say in all of the United States, it pretty much is up from where it was.
Yes, the nationwide data from Zillow says home values right now are increasing about 5% year over year, which, as Dottie says, is a much more sustainable and slower, but more sustainable growth rate. We forecast a 3% increase looking out 12 months. But the story now is a local story. And this is the reason why the data is so confusing to the consumer, is because the data really seems very conflicting, because different things are happening in different price points in different parts of the country. And what's driving it is inventory. So in parts of the
constrained
country,
inventory in many places,
because
right?
of negative equity. So nationwide, 19% of homeowners with a mortgage are still upside down on their loan. They basically can't sell their house because they have no equity in their home. And so parts of the country, like Las Vegas, for example, which have very high levels of negative equity, have very constrained inventory. And that means what little inventory there is, there's a lot of demand for buyers, and there's rapid price appreciation because there's constrained inventory. And then you have places like New York and the Bay Area where, of course, they're geographically constrained. There's only one way to go, which is up, and there's just not that much inventory, and there's a lot of foreign buyer interest as well, and that drives the New York market.
We've got to leave it there, but I want to thank you very much and congratulations on your partnership.
Thank you.
Zillow co-founder and chief executive Spencer Rascoff, and Douglas Elliman, president and chief executive Dottie Herman.